Hi, welcome back to DIY washing machine series. So, in my previous video, I showed you import how different parts are required and what are their purposes, right? I showed you the washing machine motor over there, and a pulsator disc, and a drum, and a gearbox and belt. So, the two components I don't have in the last video were a motor pulley to attach on that motor and drive the gearbox, and I couldn't find this damn thing anywhere in my local shops or Amazon or Flipkart or anything, and I bought it. I found this site called yes, sorry for that. So I found this part called pulley suitable for LG on sparepartswala.com. I don't know much about this site. I just found it on YouTube, and their YouTube channel is more than a year long, and they had around 36k subscribers. So I bought the bullet, and based on that, and just ordered it. I will tell you in the next part whether it was a good site or not. Anyway, so that's for the this state, and I will also need to check the belt. So before proceeding, in this video I will explain how washing machine works, like the working mechanism. Let me just show you the real washing machine so you can understand it bit better. Now now this is a Samsung washing machine. Okay, give me a minute to adjust. Okay, this is a Samsung washing machine. It's a semi-automatic top-load washing machine. This so let me explain you the basic structure. So this is the disc. This is called pulsator disc, and how it will rotate in this direction once, stops, and then spins in the opposite direction, stops, and then repeats the same action over and over. So, and what happens is when the this entire drum is filled with water, this spinning action creates a vortex in the water, and the clothes will rub against this drum. So you can see this drum is not at all smooth, it's have ridges like this. So this will help in the scrubbing action. When you wash clothes, you use a brush to scrub the actions like each other, right? So this is what this drum and does, and the vortex also helps the clothes rub against each other, and that's what the scrubbing action does. This pulsator disc is meant to do. And the vortex also makes sure that the myceli, or the what you call surf or detergent, whatever you use, powder, make sure that it goes into every corner of the cloth and removes the dirt. So that's the purpose of this disc and this wall. And in older machines, this entire drum will not rotate, only this pulsator disc would rotate, and some older models also have like impeller, like it will a cone rise will from here, that helps the clothes to twist, rather than relying on these ridges. The cone will just twist the clothes, and that's the purpose of this machine. And of course, you will need a water. There will be a solenoid valve inside this. Obviously I can't show you because it's all closed, and I can't open it because this machine is not mine. And this is the control panel is varies from machine to machine, so can't do don't no need to focus too much on it. We only need to know how to control the motor speed and timing. That's all the things we need. And water is simple, just you need a solenoid valve. Now determining the water level is the difficult thing, because let me just show you. So there are no sensors here, and there are no sensors here either. This is just an empty rack. Then there are no sensors in this gap also. This is just an empty drum. So how does the washing machine know the water level to show it here? Because there is a mechanism under this that will use the water level and inductance to determine the water level. Now that's a bit difficult circuit. I mean, not really difficult for an electronics guy, but I think it might be a bit difficult for a DIY one, so I'm not going to do that. But I will show you the mechanism maybe in the online images, and I will explain the circuit if needed. But we won't be doing that circuit because it's too much complicated for a DIY person, I mean non-electronics person. So I mean that's it. Pretty much simple. Washing machine. All washing machine does is rotate the drum and move the damn cloths against each other, and that's it. And use a timing switch to rub against the walls. And for that, these washing machine companies like charges very much. Like the individual components don't cost that much, and that's the aim of this project, to create a DIY one. And I will also publish results. I mean, not publish. We won't get any empirical data. I will just show you the clothes when how it washed after that. So I hope you understood how the machine works. But anyway, I will just show you once again on a notebook and pen and paper for one final clarity. So we can just move on with it. So we have the drum, right? So in the washing machine just now I showed, that's a recent one, maybe 2 3 years I think it was, since it was bought. I don't know, but older washing machines tend to have like the drum is fixed and the only pulsator disc moves, and that to dry clothes we have separate compartment called dryer. Old washing machines used to like be like this. Now I'm also going to make this like this, because in the washing machine I just shown you, you might have observed that there are some tiny holes alongside the drum, right? And the entire drum rotates. Now if the entire drum rotates and there are tiny holes over there, in order to manage you need two tubs, one external tub, one internal tub. This internal tubs needs to rotate and it also has holes, so water will leak into this external tub, and the whole setup will look like this. And the entire drum needs to rotate in this mess. It's you can already observe just how kind of complicated is this. It's a pain in the butt, not for us, not for the manufacturers. They do this because they want to save costs. We don't, because it's a pain in the ass for us. So we'll be doing going with this design. Dryer is pretty much simple, just simply a motor and a drum. That's pretty much it, and it doesn't need anything more than that. A drain pump at most. And here we have, so we have a drum, non-rotating drum, and we have a pulsator disc. And note that there will not be any holes on this, and there will be no ridges on this. The drum I choose is simple water storage drum, so it does not have ridges. So the scrubbing action that I mentioned will be difficult, and we will be relying totally on this impeller to generate a powerful enough vortex to make the clothes rub against each other with enough force that we can perform the same action as that drum with the ridges. And we have a gearbox that converts the speed of this motor into a torque, and just drives the impeller in pulsator disc, and that's what rotates water. And we have the belt obviously, and we have the motor and motor puller. That much it. And all the controls we have is, one is a uh, water level sensor. Once again I mentioned, I will show you in a different video, next video, because the sensor is a bit complicated. And rest assured we won't be using that. We'll be using a simple float sensor for the water level. And that's it. We have motor, we have pulsator disc, we have gearbox, we have drum. And the control we need to here is the motor. You might have seen any washing machine, the pulsator disc rotates in one direction for a moment, for like 2 to 3 seconds, stops for a bit, and then rotates in the opposite direction, and this cycle keeps on repeating and stops for it. So this 4-step cycle just continuously repeats over and over again. And there's an important reason for this, because if you keep rotating it in one direction, the clothes will just tangle against each other, and they will not move.